Oh yeah,
So it's fine.
that's fine with me. I'm gonna be dealing with some sunlight as well, Nikki or Scotty. As you can tell, this bright California sun is just it really takes a beating on you after a while.
Rub it in. The snow just kind of melted now. Finally, after literally the entire month of February, Pittsburgh has been covered in snow, which is an unusual thing.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys. I think I know the answer, but when you say February, do you intentionally try to pronounce the R in there, or do you just ignore it and act like it doesn't exist? There's no bad answer.
Never exists in the first place. It's February.
Yeah, it's a
February.
myth.
Yeah.
It's spelled with an extra R.
I think at some point in history, someone spelled it wrong and added that R in there, and then they just like doubled down and like convinced everyone that it was supposed to be in there, but it really never was.
Well, it's probably something with they had to have something so that people weren't saying February. They needed something in there so that they knew it wasn't an sound and it was a U sound.
And so let's just throw an R in there?
Well, what else would you use?
I don't know. You could just not have the R in there and just like tell people they say it wrong, like everything else that we do in life.
If it's gonna be a month, something that's that common, I feel like you don't want to leave that just up to interpretation. Although
I feel like if it's something I feel like if it's something that is that common, you really need to get it right and not be so confusing.
Okay. Welcome to the latest episode of Ruthless Obsession. I am Kevin. Let's just do a little around the horn. Chaos, go.
I'm Scott.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Drew.
Hey, okay, cool. All right, very, very special episode today. Because we are joined by our little brother, Nick, we're going to be playing a game that I hope we will all grow to know and love. Pepper the Ginger. We're just going to throw questions at you, buddy. We're just going to go full ham and just see what you think about all kinds of stuff. I cleared it with my fiance. She's okay with it. So I think let's just start right at the very beginning. Scotty and I are going to go back and forth with you, Nick. So we'll just have some fun with it. We got first of all, and this can be as long as detailed answers as you want. If we freeze, we'll come back. You just trust the process here. But give us your take on Carson Wentz, your new Indianapolis Colts quarterback.
So you just froze through your whole question.
Did I freeze, or did you not hear me?
Did you hear it?
I heard something about Carson Wentz, and that was it.
That should be enough for you.
It's just what's my opinion.
Give us your thoughts. Yeah.
Well, my opinion on Carson Wentz, I understand. I get it because Frank Reich, had him in Philly and stuff. So I'm sure they're, know each other very well, which is great and all. But as with pretty much every other time, this type of scenario goes down, I'm always like worried that you just shouldn't trade for someone that's injury prone, especially trade for them, and like give up, draft picks and whatnot like that, like a decent amount of stuff for someone that you don't know is going to be able to get through a season because he hasn't proved that he can, So that's always my initial, thing. It's just like if they just keep getting hurt, like I feel like you got to weigh that more, because there's other options, of people you can get. But I get it, Frank Reich, Carson Wentz, they were a thing. So
I'm not getting.
Stay healthy.
Sorry to jump in here, buddy. I'm not getting. Did you just wake up from a nap? I'm getting no joy. I'm getting no happiness. So that makes me feel like you aren't. You're either wait and see or you are not happy. No in between.
I'm not. I'm more like I'm not happy initially, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt to wait and see.
Nick, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Nick.
He was a very integral part of that Philly team.
He was the quarterback.
Like,
Listen,
I mean,
like his
well, he
style
did
of
get
play.
hurt,
Foles was
though,
better.
but-
Nick Foles was better. He won the Super Bowl
Yeah,
for him.
he
not
got hurt
Carson.
and didn't win the Super Bowl.
Nick, I have a question. Are you at this point more excited for Carson Wentz going into this season, or were you more excited with Phillip Rivers going into last season?
Great question, Scotty.
Thanks.
He froze. You
lost.
froze. Everything's destroyed. For some reason, Nick's computer is crap. So we're just going to deal with that. I'll answer the question for him. I really like Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers still has more in the tank, even though he's retired. So what do you think about that?
My
Nick
froze
unfroze.
again.
We know.
Okay.
Did you hear Scotty's question?
No.
Hit him with
All
it
right,
again.
so my question was, what are you more
I
excited?
was gonna say one thing.
Yeah.
About Carson Wentz before, like, I get it. Like, I liked how he played in Philadelphia. I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback, because he played a lot like kind of like how Andrew Luck played, and I liked that. He's aggressive and like he's a real team type of guy, and I like that. But you got to stay healthy, and that's my only thing. It's like you're gonna put all this expectation into him, and then he's gonna get hurt week 5, and it's like, okay, now what?
He was healthy
anyway.
almost all last year, Nick. I mean, he
was.
his
They
team
just benched
sucked.
him at the end. Yeah, and the teams. So Nick, my
And
question is,
Yeah.
my question is, you as a Colts fan, rate your level of excitement this year with Carson Wentz as your quarterback going into the season, or last year with Phillip Rivers as your quarterback going into last year's season. What are you more pumped? What were you more pumped for? Give me your take on
I'm
that.
more excited for Carson Wentz just because it was pretty obvious Phillip Rivers is at the end of his career, and it to me, like, going into last season, it was like, okay, we're gonna have a really good run game, and that's what we're gonna bank on,
Hey, guess who else is at the end of their career? Tom Brady. Discuss.
Yeah, well,
Is he?
That little play.
Is he? Thank you, Andrew. Is he at the end of his career?
He really
Yeah.
sounds like he wants to come back, and he sounds like he's bored right now. You see some of his tweets. He's like, "What do I do for the next 5 months?"
He's gonna get knee surgery. That's what he's gonna get.
Well,
Seriously, they
could
just came
use
out today.
that.
All right. Let's speed this up a little bit. Nick, Big and Rich or Darius Rucker?
Darius Rucker.
Wow, Scotty, go.
Wait, hang on. Does that include Hootie and the Blowfish? My answer's not going to change, but
I appreciate the
should.
follow
I'm
up.
just being more
I
firm in
I
it.
appreciate the follow up. I refuse to answer.
Okay.
Okay, wow. Nick, what
Well,
was
not
your?
in any kind of aggressive way, but you answered the question.
I'm
No,
just
this
saying,
is- this
if
is
it did
Pepper the
include him,
Ginger.
my answer would be even more firm.
All right, there you go.
Nick, what was your favorite toy as a child?
Like what age range?
Any range. Well, just name your favorite childhood toy.
I was really into Power Rangers, so all my Power Rangers, for sure.
Nice. And Nick, LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Nice choice, Nick.
I mean, listen,
Scotty's not
You
really good at this rapid
don't
fire
have to. You don't have to
question.
explain. That's not what this is about. You don't
Okay.
have to explain. And it doesn't
I
have to
mean-
be rapid fire. If you feel like you need to qualify it, then go for it.
that's just,
But no pressure.
That's a conversation obviously a lot of people have, and most times you have to give your explanation. So
Well, you don't hear.
okay, I mean, that's fine.
This is a safe place. You do what you need to do.
Safe
Okay.
space.
I just
Scotty,
don't like
go.
LeBron. That's all.
Oh, well, hold on a second. You don't like him?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You don't like him, therefore Jordan.
Well, but also I like Jordan better. I mean, yeah.
So numbers and style, none of that matters.
Listen, again, you just said Jordan or LeBron.
I did. But now you're giving me more, and now I'm dig a little deeper.
Well, I said I just don't like LeBron, and you took that as like like that, What was your question? Do I like Michael Jordan better or like LeBron, or is it who's better?
To be clear, I asked the question, you answered the question. I was cool with that. But now you want to give a little bit more. I'm going to ask a little bit more.
Okay.
Give a mouse a cookie. Oh.
hmm
Whatever happened to those books? And I have the moose and the muffin.
They still
They
have
didn't
those
continue
books.
that at all?
He ate the cookie. It's over.
It's not over. That's exactly
No,
the
it
point.
wasn't over, actually.
It wasn't even close.
Hey, Nick,
Yeah.
if you had 30 minutes to hide a penny and Andrew had 24 hours to find the penny and the winner gets $1 million, where do you hide that penny?
Oh my gosh.
I know where I hide it.
Is there any restrictions to where you could hide
You
it?
only have 30 minutes to hide it. So whatever you can do in 30 minutes is your restriction.
Between some bread and a loaf of bread.
You know, that's the first place I would look, though, because
I didn't even think about that.
because it's so obvious to put it somewhere that I'm allergic, right?
Yeah, I guess
I
that's
say,
good point.
I say down the hatch.
Ooh.
Well, I 24 hours. All right. I can not.
Stay away from fiber.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You got to poop out that penny though later. So
It's a penny. I've pooped out weirder things.
Yeah, but
okay,
you're not.
well,
Wow.
You wouldn't be in the
I don't
bathroom
know
waiting
about
though.
that, man.
Nick, NBA or MLS?
NBA.
Nick, what was the last thing that you did for the first time?
What? The last thing that I did for the first time.
I know it's riveting, huh?
It's good stuff. That's a good one.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, you stumped me. I don't know.
All right.
Nick,
Just It's like think of something that you've literally done once and then have never done ever again.
Honestly,
It's the
probably,
last thing that you first
but
tried.
he
Though.
said like the last thing.
Yeah, the most recent thing that you've done.
Most recent thing, and that's like where I can't even remember what I ate yesterday. So like,
Dude.
Nick, would you characterize yourself as a risk taker?
no, not at all.
I got
Very
another
low
one.
risk.
I
Low
got
risk.
another one.
Oh,
Who
we're
is
not
your?
going back. We're not going back and forth anymore.
Well, I don't know. There was a lull, and then we just started talking to each other. So
I will say
radio.
something like trying to improve and take more risks.
You still
in
talking about his
life.
spontaneity?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone has.
Nick, are you like 30 seconds behind us?
No, he's fine. You
I don't
just
know.
started talking, but Nick was in the middle of trying to say that he's not that risky. You just
No, Scotty and I. This is all too much already.
This is what happens on Pepper the Ginger.
Hey, we're peppering. Okay, Scotty, yeah, go for it, buddy.
Okay. What is to you? What is the most annoying trope in TV or film? Like what thing do you see in TV commonly? You're just like, what the hell? I'll give you an example. It annoys
Scotty.
me. It annoys me that you have these young people that are like our age living in New York City in these really big apartments and like they all like have normal jobs. So that's one thing that annoys me. So
I was just thinking about that because there was Haley was watching. I think it was What I Like About You. It's like an old Amanda Bynes sitcom, and it's like just this single, like her sister's like a single girl living in New York City in this giant apartment. I'm just like, who affords that? Who can afford that? Like, that's insane. But yeah,
Is that what we're going to be the all these young people? That's the show we're going to be. Oh, these young people these days.
Exactly.
Right.
Scotty's a boomer, so it's
Let's
fine.
get-
He can
Scotty
do that.
basically is a boomer.
Whatever, man. I'll take that as a compliment.
But I like
All right,
how
Ke-
Scotty seemed how to make that question for Nick about himself and answered it, and we still haven't gotten Nick's answer.
I wanted to help him. It's a confusing question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was good. I can't stand cheesy jokes. Like jokes that if it wasn't for the laugh track, like if you really think about it, you're like, that's a terrible joke. But
Mm.
like you just go along with it because you're not thinking. You know?
You just like how people leverage the laugh track to make something that really isn't that funny seem funny.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
Cool.
And Nick, who's your favorite sports commentator personality? So basically, people associate with sports, but not an athlete.
Oh, Mike Tirico.
Great pick.
Good choice.
Love
Jack
Tirico.
of all trades.
Yeah, he does everything. It's great.
That's good.
He's a real true professional.
Yeah. What is your favorite slow food restaurant chain? Doesn't have to be a chain. Slow food restaurant. What's your favorite place?
I love dead air. I love
Nick,
it.
you can't do dead air, man. You gotta talk us through what you're contemplating about. You know, like just give us what's going on in your head. Like verbalize it.
I'm just trying to
Channel
think,
your Chirico professionalism.
you know,
Yeah.
the
So think about like, well, there's this.
mind-
There's that.
To be honest, the first one that came to my mind was Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, all right.
Great
right.
start.
So, you know,
Enough
I'll just go with
said.
that.
That's
Nice
great.
roll.
Oh, those rolls. Whew.
Little cinnamon
those
butter.
rolls, man.
But hold on, this is an issue, Nick, because don't you have a
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
albeit minor, but a little bit of a peanut sensitivity? How does that play?
Just don't eat them.
Yeah, but like the shells are on the ground, there's dust in the air. I mean, you know.
I mean, obviously, as you guys know, it's heavily debated whether I'm actually allergic to peanuts or not.
True.
It is a major
So-
point of contention in our family.
Yeah.
So, like, the dust doesn't bother me. It's mainly when I just eat them. So, I mean, I'll go in and I'll break a couple shells open. I won't eat the peanuts, but I'll just take part.
Just something to play with.
Do you go and wash your hands
Wait.
afterwards?
Waiting for my appies.
Yeah, again, it's not like that dire, you know.
Also related, Nick, pineapple or mango?
Pineapple.
Okay, nice.
But I wouldn't prefer either of them, but like I've just recently started liking pineapple on my pizza and whatnot, so
I like pineapple
Nice.
on pizza
Alright.
too. It's dope.
I don't eat mango ever.
Nick, if you could have lunch with any person in history, who would it be? Talk us through it, man. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I just froze again, so you need
He
to
couldn't hear
say
you.
it again.
Oh, you couldn't
Actually
hear me?
froze.
Oh,
No, he
oh,
froze
actually,
again.
okay. If you could have lunch with any person in history, who would it be?
Hmm. Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. Oh, okay. What would you ask him? What would you guys talk about?
What was the moon like?
That was a great question.
Like that.
I do believe that would be the question.
That would be the
that's
question.
great.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I mean, could you imagine going to dinner or even spending a whole evening with Neil Armstrong and forgetting to ask that? I mean, what was
What
or
that
if, like-
maybe like a you know, cosmologist like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Cox or something like that. Just because I've listened to like podcasts and stuff with them, and just the amount of stuff they know that like about the universe. It's just I feel like you could just ask questions all day, you know.
I love NDT too. Don't you feel though that he's getting a little bit highfalutin? Like he knows he's the smartest guy in the room, and that's okay. I'm okay with him. I got no issues. But don't you kind of feel he's getting that vibe a little bit, where he's kind of like, you know?
Yeah.
I think he understands that he's very much a celebrity now, you know, like to where like you know, when that happens, people start voicing just their opinions on a whole number of ranging topics, and like that can get to like you're like, I mean,
Just please
Yeah.
play in the greatest hits a bit, you know?
right.
I wonder how
right.
many times he gets asked about if the Earth is flat or not. Just like from troll people, just like tweeting to him, like, is that real?
Andrew, I know you have kids, but there aren't really troll people.
You know what I mean.
Thank you.
Internet trolls. Sorry, what you just did to me right now over the
Yeah,
internet.
pretty-
So
that's-
this is, that was pretty meta of you.
Yeah,
It's
very
pretty meta. All right, Kev, go ahead.
Was that yours? Okay, that was
That was
yours. Nick, tell me, this is a twofer. Tell me which racetrack you'd most like to take a few laps around, and also which actual Cup Series race you'd like to most win.
I'd love to take a few laps around the Glen, that's for sure. But a Cup Series race I'd like to win. I mean, I think you gotta go with Daytona 500 because it's like the biggest race of the year.
High prestige.
Yeah, for sure. And you get put into a class of people. It's not like we remember who all won at Phoenix, or Martinsville. You remember who wins Daytona. So
Yeah.
Very true. Okay. Nick, what is either like the creepiest or most unexplained thing that you've ever experienced in your life that you still kind of think about today?
I think. Sorry, Nick. Before you think
These are
about that,
really
I think.
hard
I think.
questions.
I
didn't
think.
know
I
I
think
was
we got
walking
this
into
whole
an
thing.
interview. Jeez.
I think we got this whole podcast set up all wrong. Scotty, you need your own show, buddy. These are some killer questions, man.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. Something I can't explain. I don't think I really have anything
Never
too crazy.
experienced like oh, like voice in your head, like you heard someone talk, or like deja vu moment. Anything?
I've had a lot of weird deja vu moments where it's like it's so vivid deja vu of like things you think would only happen once. It's not like just like common things. I don't know if that's just like how deja vu works or whatnot, but I would say I don't know. There's definitely some this isn't like happened to me, but like there's definitely some like UFO things that I really like have looked into, and I definitely think like there's definitely something there.
You believe in aliens,
I
Nick?
can't explain it. I do, yeah.
And it'd be a fool not to.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. That's the best thing I can think of.
I like it.
All right, Nick. You can only eat one of these types of meat the rest of your life. Which do you choose? Beef, chicken, beef, poultry, or pork?
Poultry. I'm a big chicken guy.
Big chicken guy.
I
Take a little
could
chicken
do
tender.
a chicken sandwich for the rest of my life if that means I get to eat chicken wings,
Chicken wings. You do chicken parm,
chicken parm,
KFC.
tenders,
Yeah, get
put
the,
chicken tacos. It's very versatile.
it's a versatile bird. It's true.
Not a lot of different
That's just
cuts.
chicken. He said
But you can do a
poultry.
lot with it. Yeah.
That's true.
But
Like
you would
the
never get
little-
bacon ever again.
Mm.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but Cornish game hen.
Yeah.
Way.
Turkey sandwich.
A little turk, a little dark
Ooh.
meat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge bacon person. I like it, but like I don't go crazy over bacon.
Well, you're
So
also
okay.
leaving things like pulled pork and ham on the table. So I get it.
Or like
I think I
steak
could
and
live with that
brisket,
I
stuff
had to.
like that. Ribs, beef.
Scotty, you
anything.
got anything?
Question?
Yeah.
Or yeah, all right. Nick, if there was no budget concerns, what would be your dream vacation? I want to know where. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know. I want to know all about it.
Jeez.
Probably eating chicken with Neil Armstrong.
Dude, Sky's really coming up with these hard hitters, and I don't think Nick was A, ready for this segment, and B, like,
had no
ready
idea.
for this at all.
No.
No,
That was the
not-
point.
No, not at all. So, gosh, that's so hard because, like, you know, I like different aspects of many different vacations. You know,
It's your dream vacation. You could do whatever you want. You could jet set across the country every day. You know, no
Then why
budget.
wouldn't I just do that?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Tell me what you want to do. Like, where would you
I
go?
would-
What would you hit? What would you like?
I would go. I would do this. I'd go to like Aruba for like 2 days and just chill, and then I would like take a jet to Alaska or something and do some like real outdoors stuff for like, you know, 4, 5, 6 days, like fishing, hunting, skiing, whatever. And then I'd go back to Aruba for the last like 3, 4, 5 days, and then I'd be good.
That's perfect.
Nice. So
That's
Nick's dream vacation is about 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a dream, man.
I get back to work.
Dream big.
Got
Hey,
stuff
you
to
get,
do.
you normally get 2 weeks of vacation a year, so
That's right.
You're a company
Just
man.
take all
I like
at once.
that.
Budget was unlimited, though, so he's like, who cares about it? Still gonna stick to this budget, though.
All right, Nick. I got one for you. Okay, so we're gonna play a game within a game.
Okay.
And it's a little word association game. Okay, so this is supposed to be quick, rapid fire, just you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to list off some beers, mostly light beers. I just want you to hit me with the first word that comes to your mind. All right.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right. You ready?
I'm gonna try.
Scott, you good?
I'm good.
Drew, you good?
I'm chilling.
Okay. Bush Light.
Drink a lot.
Need to be faster, and I just want one word. Thank you. Miller Light.
Taste.
Bud Light. Amstel Light.
Fancy.
Michelob Ultra.
Skinny.
Icy Light.
Delicious.
Tecate.
Never again.
Natty Light.
I can do it.
You're not giving me one word, so that's okay.
I
Corona
don't-
Corona
Corona.
Light.
The beach.
Labatt Blue.
Canada.
Guinness.
No thanks.
Sam Adams.
Boston. I don't know.
Shock Top.
A lake.
Sorry. Okay, that was it. I'll throw one more out at you. Blue Moon.
Girls.
All right. A lot of controversy and not a
drink.
lot of clarity. All we know is Nick likes Icy Light.
Delicious.
Delicious. Wow. You're crazy, man. That
Nick's
makes that
got
stuff out of the
One-word
Allegheny.
answers were so epic. 90% are like more than one word.
One word you think about when you think of America: apple pie, hot dogs,
Name a 3-letter animal. Alligator.
bald eagle.
Nick, I liked all your answers. Don't worry. Hey, Nick.
Thanks.
What historical era would you want to live in most? Like what time in history would you most want to live in?
Thinking like I'd want to live like, well, would it be like, I always want a follow-up question,
You're
clarification.
you're wealthy in any time period, okay?
Not just wealthy, but like, do I know what I know now?
No, you don't.
No.
You're a product of that time.
Then I want to live now. No other time was better than now.
Hell yeah,
how,
brother.
how did I know that was coming?
Why would you want to live in any time other than now?
Maybe 1950s might be kind of cool. Everyone's feeling good. Post-war era, we beat the Germans. We beat the.
Not
The
everybody.
Korean War is right around the corner, man.
Oh, we didn't know about that yet. It's the era of.
Giddy
Well,
up.
we're living in the Roaring 20s. How cool would that be?
What's roaring about it?
Well, we might find out here in the next 10 years.
Whoa.
Can you imagine? So, like, what if we have our own Roaring 20s, where, like, okay, with the first 2 years of the 20s, you can't go do anything. You can't go outside. You can't. So then, like, when everything does open up again,
I'm having trouble imagining that scenario, Scotty. It's a joke because that's what we live in now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I
So
thought
what
this
if
was a sports show, guys?
So what? But think about this though. So what if? Okay, so all the restrictions starting to loosen up, like in 2022, whatever, and people just feel like, oh, we're going outside, we're going to all the concerts, we're doing all this stuff because we've been cooped up in the house for 2 years, and so we have that era of good feeling, like the Roaring 20s again, because like the economy's bouncing back, everyone's getting jobs, everyone's doing stuff, everyone's feeling pumped after this like crappy time that we've all kind of gone through, and we create our own Roaring 20s, and it's like 100 years ago from the previous one. Like, how weird is that?
Okay, what's the first thing you'd do in the new Roaring 20s? Go to Chili's?
There's a lot of takeout, so I don't feel like I'm missing that. I want to go to a sporting event again. I want to go to like a crowded stadium, or at least watch that stuff on. But that's what I want to do. I want to go like tailgate. I want to
Did you
go to a
guys see the
Pirates game.
freaking Australian Open?
Tell us
was
more.
crowded. I just saw like one clip of what's his name winning it, and
They don't have COVID in Australia anymore. They actually kicked it pretty good.
they're all still wearing masks, which was interesting. But the thing was packed, and I'm like, where the heck is that? Like, what the heck? But
When you live on a remote island out in the middle of nowhere, it's pretty easy to shut her down.
I'm going to a music festival.
A music festival, that'd be cool.
I want some live music. I want to get drunk and jump up and down and see a laser light show
That'd be
with
cool.
a bunch of strangers who are all 10 years younger than I am.
I'm probably just gonna keep enjoying working from home and sitting in my basement more. So
Andrew doesn't want anything to change. He's perfectly
this
happy.
is amazing for me. But
That's all I got, man. I peppered the ginger. I'm all square.
I'm out too.
Hey, let's flip the script. Nick, off the top of your head, which I know you love this. I know you love spontaneity, as we've already established. Get us back. Get Scotty with the question. Get me with the question. You can throw Drew in if you want. Just go nuts. This is your moment.
Okay.
It's called a well thought out show.
Yeah,
That's right.
seriously, making the guest completely unprepared for anything.
Borderline guest.
Yeah, whatever.
you've been on before.
You're always here with us in spirit.
Reoccurring.
Reoccurring guest.
All right, Scotty, if you were the owner of a new baseball team, what city would it be in, and what would the name be?
Great question. Wow. I feel like there's untapped potential in like the Southeast. Like the Atlanta Braves are like the only team in that general vicinity. So I would put a baseball team in Nashville, I think. And because Nashville's they got everything else in terms of sports. They don't have basketball. They have a good hockey and they've got a good football team. So I think a baseball would be a good market there. You could tap into like Kentucky, Tennessee, all that type of stuff. Good region, good fan base. What team name I would choose for Nashville? Boy, that one's gonna be kind of tough. There's I'll probably think of a few, and maybe just like list them out. Like I would like to maybe play on like the music. So like I don't know, like the I don't know, like the something about like I don't know, like an up and coming artist type of a thing. Like I don't know, like
The Eric Churches.
the Eric Church, like or maybe like call them like I don't know, like the they could be like the Blues, maybe like Nashville Blues or something like that. Might be kind of cool.
Already St. Louis Blues.
Well,
I'm a
that's
bit
the
of a
different
play
sport.
mode.
Different sport. Different sport. Anyways, we could do like I don't know, like the Nashville hot chicken. You know, like the
Chickens.
Hot chicken.
chickens. Like the mud. You know, like they have like the mud hens in AAA. Like use something like that. You know, like the
Sounds like a AAA team.
How about the Nashville Smokies?
the Smokies. That's good. I like
good.
that. Like the
And
Smokies.
their alternative logo are the little sausage wieners,
Little
little
Smokies.
Smokies.
Yeah.
Or the kids section,
The
where the
kids
kids
section,
sit. They're the little
The
Smokies.
little Smokies.
Oh, yeah.
That's the winner. We're doing it.
That does
Thank you
sound
for
like a
the
minor league team.
Yeah, seriously.
good question, Nick.
Hey, thanks. All right. All right, Kevin. If you were in a band, what kind of band would it be, and what instrument would you play, or how would you contribute?
Real life or in my dreams?
Let's go with your dreams. Shoot big, bud.
I think I would want it to be. I would want it to be like a techno punk band,
Wow.
like a techno ska punk band, just doing some crazy futuristic shit. And I would be the bassist and lead vocals
There you go.
because
Love
you don't
it.
see that combo very often. I would like to
It's
be
not very often.
with the bass. Maybe I'll even do a stand-up electric bass, and
Damn.
I'd do lead vocals, and we'd sell out.
Of course you'd sell out.
MSG. We'd sell out MSG.
That's pretty dank.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me this question, but I would be the I would play the sax.
I mean, hold on a minute.
This guy is not your question. You don't
What
get
are
to
you
I
doing?
know,
answer.
but I just want to say this is my inner
He's
my inner
got
musician.
something worth hearing. Damn it.
Yeah.
He's gonna say it. All right,
I
Scotty, go ahead.
I would want to be the the main guy in a jazz band that plays the saxophone and just shred it, you know, just shred the saxophone. I would love to do that on stage. I think that'd be really cool.
Scotty wants the chicks. That's what he wants. He wants to be the sexy sax man.
Well, you know, I think I'd look the part. So
There you go.
Wow.
Man.
All right. Well, this has been great. I've got a top three. I don't know who to toss it to. Andrew, you haven't been involved much. What do you got, buddy? Do you have anything for us? I can give you my top three. These fools have done enough. Looks like Nick has something to say. Let's just get in here.
Well, I do want to say we were talking on the phone the other day about you guys talked about Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to
Your
hear
thoughts.
some
Would you
of
like me to
Nick's
preface this and
thoughts.
resurface it a bit? Then I'll give you the floor.
yeah, set it up.
You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we were talking about the Hall of Fame, talking about how Reggie Wayne got snubbed. He did not get, elected, whatever, to the Hall of Fame. And I made a comment that was essentially that when I think back, just me personally, so I'm obviously not right here because the stats say otherwise, but when I think back on the Peyton Manning era in Indianapolis, and I think about the players that played with Peyton, that were successful with Peyton, when I think wide receiver, my first thought goes to Marvin Harrison. Okay. So when I think Colts wide receivers of the last 20 years, I think Marvin is the guy. So when I hear Reggie Wayne being talked about and not Marvin, I'm like, but like Reggie, what is this all about? Nick, school me. Tell me how wrong I am. Or if I'm right.
You're right in thinking that, if you want to think of the Colts receivers, Marvin Harrison is the guy, right? But because Marvin Harrison was the original, him, Peyton Manning broke all the QB receiver records together, right? But that's not to diminish anything out of Reggie Wayne's career, because I think he is still absolutely a Hall of Famer. Because even with Marvin Harrison on the other end, Reggie Wayne was doing just as well. He was having really great seasons, and then obviously when Marvin Harrison leaves, you know, he really flourishes into that Hall of Famer, that he deserves to be. So it's not wrong to think Marvin Harrison over Reggie Wayne, but it is wrong to think that Reggie Wayne shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. So
If you, real quick, Nick, I love that take, and I think that if you put Reggie Wayne on any other team in the same time period with the same stats, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But it's because he was compared and in the shadow of Marvin Harrison for so long that everyone thinks of him as like this number 2 guy. But if you look at the overall career receiving yard stats, Marvin Harrison is number 9 with 14,580. Reggie Wayne is number 10 with 14,345. He's literally like 150 yards off. And here's another thing. T.Y. Hilton is incredibly underrated, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that the Colts are the first franchise to ever have 3 receivers over 10,000 yards, and that's now with T.Y. Hilton achieving that. No other franchise has ever had that many elite receivers or receivers with that many yards. And so it's in great company. It's a shame and travesty. Reggie Wayne is snubbed again.
T.Y. Hilton he's a compiler. It's not because he is great. He's a compiler. He's been around. He's played with decent enough quarterbacks to give him yards every season. He's just compiled those stats. It's not because he is spectacular.
That's not true. He has played like the last 3 seasons. He's played with like Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback. He had old Philip. Like if you had Andrew Luck was still playing, T.Y. Hilton, you would completely rethink your views of T.Y. Hilton right now. He's actually a very good receiver, and he'll probably end up going to another team. Like if he signs with like Tampa Bay, he'll be an elite receiver and like I'm just telling you, like he's that good. He hasn't had a quarterback.
You just said, hold on a minute. You just said, could you imagine if Andrew Luck was still playing, we would totally be thinking about him differently. Well, that proves my point. He doesn't have Andrew Luck, and he's like going to be cut. He's going to be released soon. Okay, and yeah, send him to Tampa Bay with the best quarterback we've ever seen play the game. Oh, I'm sure he'd be great. That's a ridiculous argument, Scotty. T.Y. Hilton is a good wide receiver, but he's not in the same league as Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne at all. Maybe in like the Colts numbers,
his
but
career,
not at all in terms of the caliber of player.
His career was so negative. But that's Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne had the best quarterback of all time up until that point, throwing to them every single day. So you can't just say that the quarterbacks don't help here. You can have an amazing receiver that's got great talent that is going to get underappreciated if you have a bad quarterback or a bad offensive system throwing to him. So yeah, of course he's gonna but that's my point. If Andrew Luck was playing this entire time, then T.Y. Hilton would be regarded as one of those most elite receivers in the game today. I think because of his skill set.
Here's the question, because I haven't even really thought about any of this very much. I would obviously agree with Scotty, but let's think about it this way with this comparison, because one receiver that I can think of that hasn't always had a really good quarterback, but has always been seen as one of the best receivers in the game is Larry Fitzgerald. Like how does he compare to like that type? Like, is it we're truly not looking at T.Y. Hilton in a way that we should be, or did he do something that didn't put him on that like level of like a comparison to Larry Fitzgerald?
Glad you brought that up, Nick. I think Larry Fitzgerald is just such a different type of receiver that he's able to survive
and get more receiver. Yeah, you're right. He's different.
Larry, I mean, he's one of the best receivers of all time for sure. But the position, the receiver position that he plays and the routes that he runs is more conducive to different styles of quarterbacks. Whereas T.Y. Hilton is a little bit more fast, beat people deep. So if you don't have a quarterback that can throw the deep ball, T.Y. Hilton's not going to have the same numbers as he'd have if he had like Andrew Luck throwing to him. Meanwhile, Larry Fitzgerald, he's the slot guy. He's big, he's a good block. I mean, he's really good in the middle, and so you can have a Chad Pennington style of a quarterback, throw into someone like Larry Fitzgerald, and he's gonna still put up stats. He's gonna get those receptions. He's all about getting 13 to 15 receptions a game in his prime, and he's not
another guy you can compare him to. All right, is T.Y. Hilton on the same level of like Andre Johnson.
Time out. What
Yes.
the heck is going on right now? First of all, 13 to 15 receptions a game. That's crazy. No one.
In his
I don't think
prime.
there's a.
In his prime.
Okay. Speaking of his prime, he did not always. The reason Larry Fitzgerald was so great is because he was able to transition late in his career to being in the slot. He was able to adapt his game to something else. He was not always the slot guy. So that's baloney anyway.
Career still
It,
long.
and this whole thing started because you mentioned T.Y. Hilton in the same being in the same category as the other Colt wide receiver greats, and that is just simply not true. He
He's
is
up
not
there. He's up there. He's not better than. He's up there.
within the Colts franchise. Yes, he's got the numbers to be in the conversation, but is he close to a? Did you say Andre Johnson? That dude's going to be. That's ridiculous.
Here,
Andre
T.Y.
Johnson was the only reason that team was any good for as long as they were. And everybody else is garbage. Matt Schaub throwing to him. And Andre, because they have got Andre Johnson, they were able to compete and actually win in the division.
Let me give you a different.
So no, T.Y. Hilton is not like Andre Johnson at all.
T.Y. Hilton is most comparable to DeAndre Hopkins today. They're the same player in my mind. They're just as good. Just one has a better. They have different quarterbacks and different systems.
Did you watch football this year, Scotty?
Yes, I did. And
how many TY highlights did you? Unless you had him on your fantasy team, which is a different
because you had you had a 40-year-old Phillip Rivers throwing to him. If you put T.Y. Hilton on the Texans this season, he will put up those same numbers.
You had a sophomore scrambling quarterback throwing to Hopkins this year.
Kyler Murray he throws it deep. He can make plays. He has time in the pocket. It's a completely different system than Phillip Rivers.
You're telling me T.Y. Hilton is in the same category as the best wide receiver in the league right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're smiling because you know that's ridiculous. Get away from me. Both of you can get away from me.
You guys all suck.
Okay, Andrew, I'm gonna give you my top three. Even though this is pretty good right now. Andrew, give me.
No, wait. Before we do top threes, I didn't like how in that episode you said that Reggie Wayne essentially was like he got snubbed because they blend together and you didn't even really care about Reggie Wayne's stats or anything like that. So what I wanted to hear from Nick is like the kind of playmaking when you think of Reggie Wayne after Harrison leaves. Does that stuff kind of, put him in his own category where people shouldn't have that outlook, where it's like Harrison dominated and then Reggie Wayne just was also getting a lot of good numbers because that's kind of the product of Peyton Manning and having Marvin Harrison on the other side of the field? Does Reggie Wayne's play actually justify getting into the Hall of Fame? I think this was his second time. So we think he got snubbed. Why though? Kevin says because they kind of blend together, those Colts receivers. So I want to know the differences.
I want to elaborate on that point. Well, just real quick, Nick. I'll make this very quick. To elaborate on that, I think it would have helped if they. And I know a lot of people don't like this, but if either one of them had a bigger personality, I mean, they both pretty much go to work, do your job kind of thing. I know they have personalities, obviously they're people, but they weren't like a T.O. or OBJ or some outspoken guy. They were the opposite of that. So I think that's why, in my mind, their careers kind of blend because there's always just been a good receiver in Indianapolis. So,
I mean, I would say the original conversation was more on just when you think of Colts receivers, who do you think of more? And in that sense, I would say it's not wrong to say Marvin Harrison because Marvin Harrison was before Reggie Wayne just as dominant. But if you just think back on the Colts history through that whole span of when they were really good, I mean, I think Reggie Wayne has plenty of, moments that stand on their own. Like one that I thought of was, I'm pretty sure it was the AFC Championship game 2006 where Peyton Manning throws to him, and he's getting tackled and like has the ball, and it just pops out, and he's just like, it's up in the air, and everybody's just like freaking out because it's like the fourth quarter, like the end of the game, and then he brings it back down. It's like things like that. Like he has plenty of those moments that, I mean, stand out, just as much as Marvin Harrison does. So
I need to go watch some highlights.
in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
regardless. So
He should be
sure.
in the Hall of Fame, and I was pretty bummed that he didn't
I think
get
this
in.
was his first year.
I thought it was number
eligibility.
2, but I
want to say
couldn't
it's his
remember.
first year, but because I feel like I don't remember when him and Peyton went out, but obviously this was Peyton Manning's first year of eligibility,
Mhm.
so I would assume it was at least around the same time, but I can't remember.
He retired or left the same time that Peyton left the Colts.
Broncos.
Yeah, so
Oh.
when he went to the Broncos, because I don't think Reggie Wayne was there after Peyton left.
Yeah, he was.
He was?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure he played a few seasons with Andrew Luck, because that was the year, or there was a couple years there where he was like the guy, like the vet on the team, So, yeah.
Gotcha.
So the way that just went down was, I don't think he was there. Yeah, I think he was. Oh, he was?
I trust Nick. I trust Nick as the Colts historian. Okay.
That's fine. That's
Awesome.
all well and good. Andrew, are you ready for me, buddy?
I suppose.
All right, Andrew, let's get you in here a little bit.
Okay.
Give me your top 3 planets.
Ooh, top 3 planets. I gotta go Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. Let's go.
Let's go, indeed.
Let's go. Screw the Earth.
All right. That's right. Yeah. Gosh, we won't be here soon anyway.
That's
so.
fair. I got a top 3 for Nick.
Yeah.
All right. Top 3 games that Peyton Manning lost to Tom Brady. You have to pick. Good performances, but then they lost.
Are there more? I mean, how many are there?
Number 1 would have to be good performances but lost.
Yeah, good performances, but he lost.
You don't remember the losses, man. You just rub those out.
They should sting.
The only loss I remember is the 2004 AFC Championship, because it was a terrible game in Foxborough that was snowing and it's terrible. But yeah,
you were like 9.
Yeah.
It hit that hard. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was bomb. Anyway, go ahead. Somebody else.
I didn't know we were all doing one.
I'll do one. Kevin, top 3 video games of all time.
Oh, I know my top. I'm gonna go in no particular order. I'm gonna go Halo.
Whew.
I'm gonna say the Pokemon Game Boy games. And my favorite game of all time is Shadows of Colossus.
It's a good one.
Beauty. What a beauty. But ahead of its time. Well ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't played it, which I imagine a lot of people haven't, go out and get that one. It's still critically acclaimed. It's pretty good. It's only on PS2, I believe.
They remastered it and put it out for, I think, the PS4. So, yeah. And the graphics are so good.
Just got to scrounge up a few $100.
Yep.
Nick, you got one?
I
think Scotty gets this one. I know we prepared you so well for this entire episode.
Yeah.
So you should have it,
I gave a good one last time. All right, Scotty, top 3 race car drivers of all time.
Of all time.
All time.
For you, yeah.
For you.
Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt.
Peace out.
Boom.
Good enough for me. All right. So if you've listened this far, you must, for some reason, like what you've heard. So given that, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us on Twitter @ObsessionCast for all future episode updates. and whatever else we might post, sports related or otherwise. Thanks for watching.